Let's get real about the ego for a moment, because it's like that annoying neighbour who keeps talking and never shuts up. It doesn't care if it's screwing you over. It just wants to control you. This little voice, your ego, wants to convince you that you're not enough. You're separate. You're incomplete. It thrives on fear and keeps you thinking that you've got to go out there, get something, whether that's money, status, or external validation, to feel whole. But the truth, that's some straight up bullshit. Here's why. Your ego, it doesn't even know what the hell is good for you. Ever tried to eat your feelings? Ever said, if I get the job, the money, the house, then I'll be happy? I'm sure you've been there. Feeling that hollow victory when the stuff you thought would fix everything didn't. It's like winning the rat race and realizing you're still a rat. So let's break it down. Your ego lives in the realm of lack, attachment and control. It's obsessed with those things. You feel like you're lacking something, so you keep chasing stuff outside yourself, thinking that's the missing piece. And then, bam, you attach to things, a relationship, a possession, a job title. You cling to them as if they define you. And let's not forget control. Your ego wants to believe it can manipulate the world, thinking you can control every damn outcome. But here's the real kicker. Your ego, it's not looking out for your best interests. You think it's all about you, that you're in charge. But if you were really in charge, you wouldn't be sitting in the cycle of fear and anxiety, would you? Let me show you another way. There's a deeper, more powerful force. The unconscious mind. That's where the true magic happens. It's the opposite of ego. It's the realm where you realize you're connected to everyone, everything, and all of existence. It's where faith and trust flow. It's silent, powerful, and peaceful. It's not about control. It's about being. When you shift your focus from me to we, you plug into something much bigger than you. That's the key. Forget the noise and the chatter of the ego. Your unconscious mind whispers truth. The more you tune in to that deeper, eternal mind, the more you step into your own power. This isn't some fluffy, just trust the universe kind of thing. This is science. Your body, mind, and energy, they're all connected. And when you let go of the me mindset, you naturally start to experience more peace, more alignment, and more flow in life. I want you to get this right now. When you stop focusing on what you think you need outside of you, you open the door for what you already have inside. When we're focused inward on things like jealousy, greed, anger, we're trapped in the ego's game. We're caught up in that cycle of attachment. But the second you forgive, the second you love, the second you serve others, your energy shifts outward. And that's where true healing happens. You're probably thinking, all right, that's all fine and good, but how do I actually change this? I'm glad you asked. The secret, interrupting the ego's pattern. And I'm going to give you some weapons to do that. Pacing and leading. Pacing, it's about matching someone's energy. It's the art of listening and seeing where they're at, so you can lead them to where you want them to be. It's like you're walking in their shoes. And then, when the time is right, you gently guide them to new beliefs. Example, if someone is stuck in a loop of fear, saying things like, I can't do this, you first validate that fear by pacing them. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes it feels like it's impossible. You're probably feeling overwhelmed. That's pacing. But then, once you've shown that you understand, you lead them. But here's the thing. What if it wasn't about doing it all at once? What if you could take it one step at a time and feel confident with each step? Boom, you've just shifted their perspective. Chunking down and chunking up. This is key. Chunking down is breaking something into smaller digestible pieces. Chunking up is zooming out to see the bigger picture. Both are essential. Example, let's say you're feeling overwhelmed at work. You chunk down by focusing on one task at a time. But then you chunk up to ask, what does this really mean for my life? You zoom out and realize, this is just one part of a much bigger, long-term vision for my growth. When you chunk up, you don't get bogged down in the small stuff. You remember why it matters. Interruption patterns. This is where we get a little naughty. The ego likes to repeat the same old fears and beliefs. When you notice yourself spiraling, interrupt it with something unexpected. Example, you're feeling fear creep in, telling you you're not enough. You stop and say, oh really? Says who? And then you can reframe it. Actually, I am enough. I've got everything I need inside me. You disrupt the pattern of fear and replace it with a new thought, one that empowers you. Forgiveness and love. This is a massive one. Letting go of grudges and anger isn't just for the other person, it's for you. When you forgive, you stop holding onto toxic energy. You start healing yourself from the inside. Example, someone cuts you off in traffic and your ego screams, that jerk. You pause and say, you know what? I don't have time for that. I'm in control of how I feel, not them. Forgiving them in that moment isn't about them. It's about freeing you from that anger. Now, why does all this work? Why does it actually change things? It's science. The brain is a pattern recognition machine. It gets stuck in loops, old patterns of behavior, thoughts, reactions. When you introduce something new, something different, you start to rewire the patterns. Your brain starts to recognize healthier beliefs, and you start acting on them, even unconsciously. So what happens if you let the ego run the show and don't interrupt it? Karma. The repercussions of letting the ego control you are simple. You'll keep running that hamster wheel, chasing things that never bring you real happiness, and always feeling unfulfilled. The suffering becomes endless. But when you start interrupting those patterns, when you let go of the lack, attachment and control, you open up space for trust, flow and connection. You stop worrying about what others think and start doing what feels right for you. You focus on the collective good, not just your own ego. Life changes when you stop living from fear. You stop thinking happiness is out there and realize it's always been in you. This is the game changer. That's the new you. Now take a second and think, what if you let go of those ego-driven beliefs? What if you focused on the collective, on love, on giving, on serving others? Your relationships would shift. Your work would feel more meaningful. You'd wake up excited, not anxious, because you'd be grounded in trust and flow. And let's not even get started on the universe's response when you tap into that frequency. So yeah, it's powerful, it's science, it's real. And now you know how to interrupt the ego and replace it with something better, something real. I'll leave you with this. Every time you feel fear or lack creeping in, just remember, you're not a rat. You're not playing that game anymore.